Greetings, YouTubians, and welcome back to Wayne Sharp World, where it is Monday, January 10th, 2022, and it is time for another episode of Wayne Sharp Week, highlighting the knives that are going to be in my pocket for the next 5 days. And now I gotta say, guys, I've had a lot of episodes now of Wayne Sharp Week. I think we're on number 36, if I'm counting correctly. But regardless, I've had so many lineups, and some weeks I feel like just 3 knives would be enough to get me through the week, but I like to add a little more variety to make a little better content for you guys and just give you some other ideas of knives that I like. Sometimes I feel like I'm putting in too many. This week, I've got 5 for you, and I gotta say, I am thoroughly pleased with this lineup. One of my favorite lineups of Wayne Sharp Week to date. And let's get right into it and get into the first one. And the first one, I'm actually going to have to look the name up because I can't remember the name of it. I know it's a real steel, and I know it's a White Mountain exclusive. And while I'm at it, I haven't said yet. You got White Mountain knives here, Mojave Outdoor, and DLT Trading. Guys, give these retailers your business. If you're looking for a knife, check these 3 out first because they support this channel greatly. They've been a huge help. I don't know where I'd be without them, and I greatly appreciate their support. And I think it would mean a lot to me, and I know it would help them out if you gave them your business, if you could. So check out their websites. They have great selections, and if you want this one especially, you have to go to White Mountain Knives because it's an exclusive, and if you use that code right there, WSW10, you'll get 10% off this knife, and I believe this knife is coming in at $100, I believe right at $100, and it is a real steel, and it is using S35VN. It's an OSTAP held design, and I just cannot remember the name of this knife. I will have all these knives listed in the order of appearance below for this video, so you can look it up there, hop over White Mountain Knives and pick one up if they're in stock. I'm not even sure if they're in stock right now, but if they are, I'd highly recommend it because it's a fantastic knife. It's very clean and neutral, excellent office carry, a little on the longer side. I think you got a 3.4 inch blade, but it's also very quiet. It's a nice, subdued knife in terms of acoustics, so it's not going to pull a lot of attention if you pull it out of your pocket. You're not going to have a thwack that echoes down the hallway, but it's just a very nice, clean, attractive knife with a relatively slicey edge, no real issue with the blade whatsoever, a nice titanium handle, and a wire pocket clip. So it doesn't scream for a lot of attention, but it takes care of your EDC tasks extremely well, and it is just a fantastic option. One that I think is very underrated and unfortunately hasn't gotten enough attention because it is just a White Mountain Knives exclusive. White Mountain Knives is a great retailer. It's a relatively big retailer, but I mean, they're not necessarily the size of, Knife Center or Blade HQ, so I don't think enough people know about them. But this right here is one reason why you want to get to know about them because it is an excellent knife. The Real Steel White Mountain Knives exclusive. It will be linked below in the first knife in the order of appearance list in the description of this video. So there is that. And next up, we have another Real Steel. This one just is not a White Mountain Knives exclusive. This is actually a Blade HQ exclusive. This is the Real Steel G5 Metamorph Tanto. And I believe, last I checked, these were still in stock. I don't know if that's still the case, but I just checked it 2 or 3 weeks ago and they were in stock. $40. $40 gets you a knife that is in 14C28 and that beautiful steel, that beautiful budget steel. So someone called me out because I called this a budget steel and someone was like, hey, why are you referring to 14C28 as a budget steel? It's definitely more of like a midline steel. It's not premium, but it's a hell of a lot better than a budget steel. And I couldn't agree more with that statement. I just say that because it's being used on a budget knife. So coming in at $40, $40 is a steal. So that kind of makes this, not necessarily a budget steal in terms of quality and performance, but a budget steal in terms of price. So that's why I said that. But nonetheless, this knife is one of the best values out there if it's still in stock. G10 handle, deep carry pocket clip, action that reminds me a lot of a honey badger. Just flies out, running on bearings. Beautiful, attractive. Another one, it's kind of a sleek, slender design, but a very gorgeous Tanto tip with a hollow grind. Is that a hollow grind? Yeah, barely a hollow grind. Barely a hollow grind. Not necessarily the thinnest edge you've ever seen on a blade, but plenty good enough to take care of those EDC tasks. Letter opener. It's a great office carry. I wouldn't be using it, if you're going on a camping trip necessarily, but a great little casual EDC knife. One that I really enjoy, the Real Steel Metamorph Tanto Blade HQ exclusive. Next up, we have one that is no exclusive to anyone, that is loved by so many, and it's just a fantastic EDC, and it's right under the $100 mark, and that is the Ferrum Forged Stinger. Haven't carried this one in quite a while, and I don't know why in the hell not, because it is, if you guys have seen my video of best knives under $100, this is the #1 knife. I had a list I made last year of 35 knives, guys. Well, technically it was 2 years ago now, but 35 knives, and this was #1. And I think it would still come out on top because the ergos are just incredible. The quality and build is fantastic. You have nitro V steel, a pretty razor sharp edge, and a very fidgety knife because it's got that flipper, good run on bearings, great flipping action with the flipper. And you also have that middle finger flicking action that is to die for. You have a perfect pocket clip. I have issues with some other companies right now, and I'll refer to that as I go through my reviews in the next few weeks. But if Ferrum Forge can do this and come up with a knife that is $100 with extra, I think it was $90. I don't know if it's went up a little, but when I bought it, it was $90. But a very nice steel. You know, everything about this knife is fantastic. So if they can do it, a lot of other companies can. And I'm gonna start saying something. I just can't stay quiet about it because I love the detail they did with this clip. It's very simple. It's nothing crazy, but it just makes it that much nicer. And it's got those Ferrum Forge ergos that I think everybody loves. There's nothing I would change about the ergos of this knife, especially for everything else it brings to the table. It's just a very nice, complete package overall. And in my opinion, I think it's still the best knife you can get under $100. So that's the Ferrum Forge Stinger. And I don't know where exactly it may be available. This can be a hard one to get sometimes, but it may be in stock at more places than you think because it's, you know, I feel like the original rush and craze has died out for it, but it's still one that I think a lot of people would love to have and carry. So if you're looking for a nice little mid-range knife, this is basically the size of a bug out. I definitely recommend looking this guy up because it is a fantastic one, the Ferrum Forge Stinger. Now, next up, I have a knife here that I honestly, this is the Monterey Bay Knives Old Guard, and I honestly feel like I need to give Sanford a call over at Monterey Bay Knives and apologize to him because I have not been giving this knife enough attention lately. I pulled it out of my case, and I thought, where in the hell have I been with this thing? I haven't carried it in so long, and it is honestly one of my favorite knives. It's that simple, elegant, beautiful Ray Laconico design with marbled carbon fiber that has a good texture and feel to it. It's not flat. You feel a lot of like the waviness that you see. You feel that. And if you go into like real close in detail, you see like what some people would call imperfections. I don't know. To me, normally stuff like that on like real marbled carbon fiber or shred carbon fiber where it looks like just chunks are missing, to me this one just looks and feels a little differently. I really don't mind this handle whatsoever, and when the light hits it, it gives that nice swirly bubbly look to it. It's just very nice, in my opinion, very nice carbon fiber, and a titanium lock side that is so simple and clean. I love the Monterey Bay Knives pocket clips. I think most of them are like this. Sometimes they'll have collaborations where the clip's different, but a lot of the times the pocket clip is going to be just like this, and it works fantastic. I'm a big fan of that. Nice and simple. You got the Monterey Bay Knives design or logo there, and then on the other side you have a beautiful nothing, just a nice blade outline. You don't have the Ray Laconico marking on the spine or anything. Just a very, very clean blade. Very elegant blade. It's coming in, I think, 3.5 inches. And action that's really good. This guy is running on washers. So keep that in mind. Not bearings. Kicks right out. I need to do something. The bearings on this kind of, and it makes like a zippy sound if you listen. It's kind of zippy. I don't know how, it kind of bothers me. Maybe that's why I haven't carried it as much lately. But I shouldn't let that bother me that much because I seriously love this knife. So I don't know. Maybe I need to do a little, maybe I need to look deep down inside and ask what the hell's wrong with me. But this is just a fantastic knife. One that won't be leaving my collection anytime soon unless I decide to get a different one. They have the same version with titanium handle and an inset liner lock, which is kind of appealing. I do really kind of gravitate towards frame locks a little more just because of the strength of the lock when you're actually using the knife in hand. But I don't know. Nonetheless, I'm not unhappy with this knife whatsoever. That's why it's in the pocket this week, and I'm going to make an effort to put it in the pocket a little more for the next few weeks because that's where it belongs. It's just that nice of a knife, and it's a great part of my Ray Laconico collection, the Monterey Bay Knives OG. Next up and last up, we got a classy version of probably one of the most loved folding knives in the past 4 years, I think it's safe to say. That is the Giant Mouse Acebiblio, and this is a more premium edition with the Micarta inlays and Bronzo material, which is definitely not titanium. In my original video of this, I kind of thought it was titanium. I had to do a little research and found out it is actually called Bronzo. It's definitely a heavier material. I don't feel like this is quite as heavy as copper, but it's somewhere in between titanium and copper, in my opinion. The inlay probably helps reduce the weight too, so maybe it's the same weight, just with not as much Bronzo material on it as I think. But nonetheless, it's got a little heft to it, which I like. It feels great in the hand. This blade is fantastic. It's basically the same blade as any Giant Mouse Acebiblio, and the only thing that makes this knife better is the action on it. And yeah, the flipper is fantastic. The actual middle finger deployment is very good. I wish they'd chamfer this cutout a little more. That's probably my biggest complaint with this knife, and kind of where the detent ball kind of gets stuck up a little when you're going to close the blade. That's something I need to get used to, and maybe I need to lube it more. But I just can't get away from this design, and this inlay is so flawless. Probably, maybe the most impressive inlay I've seen on a knife with Micarta anyway. So clean and flawless and just absolutely gorgeous. I believe this is a Riot build, which explains it, but this is just a fantastic knife that I was very lucky to get. These sell out pretty quick. I happened to just look on Giant Mouse's website at the right time, and really, really do enjoy this guy. I need to just put a little more grease or lube on this to help avoid that issue there. But other than that, no real complaints. Gorgeous knife, beautiful carry, kind of a nice classier casual carry, but a knife that will put in a lot of very good work with that pretty beastly small M390 blade. So there we go. That's this week's carry. We'll get them back out here in order. Let me know what you guys are carrying this week. Of course, always love hearing that. Some of you guys bring the heat. You carry like twice as many knives as I do, which I think is pretty stinking awesome. Maybe someday I'll get on your guys' level, but until then, that's the carry for this week. Let me know what you guys think. Hope you guys have a great day. Hope you have a great week. And until the next one, I'm out.